So today I'm going to be going through 3 of some of the most dangerous places to live or even visit in the world. In my opinion, the third one's definitely the worst. I think it's terrifying. But first, if you'd like to like and subscribe, that'll be pretty good. So enjoy. So located on the Indonesian island of Sumatra, a huge stratovolcano called Mount Sinabung sits right in the dead centre of the island, towering over everything around it. So in 2010, the volcano erupted for the first time since the 1600s, which is roughly 400 years prior. The eruption launched ash up to 1,500 metres in the air and forced 6,000 natives to evacuate the area. Then again in September 2013, another eruption happened and it forced anyone living within 2 miles of the peak of Mount Sinabung that they had to evacuate the area again. And then 2 months after, in November, another 5,000 people had to evacuate due to another eruption, and it destroyed thousands of crops and it destroyed pretty much all of the agriculture. Then 1 month after that, in December, a lava dome started to form around the peak of the volcano. Then in between 2013 and 2016, a series of smaller eruptions happened sort of continuously throughout them 3 years. Then in 2016, in May, the first eruption which caused casualties occurred. So the explosion resulted in 9 deaths and 2 people were really severely injured. The volcano was then continuously erupting from February to June in 2019, and then with the last eruption being on the 10th of August 2020. This eruption burst out a massive column of ash and launched smoke up to 3,000 meters up into the sky. I'm going to show you a quick clip of all the ash now.
Masih tetap berjalan.
Due to the frequent eruptions, this area is always on high alert. There's nothing that can be done about these eruptions because you can't really stop a volcano from erupting, and there's no way really to make this part of Indonesia any safer to live in. So that is why this part of Indonesia is considered one of the most dangerous places to live. March 2011, a devastating earthquake and tsunami hit Fukushima. Due to this natural disaster, it resulted in one of the greatest and worst nuclear disasters of all time. So an earthquake caused a nuclear power plant to explode, and which released a radioactive substance called radiocesium into the atmosphere. So after recent radioactive tests, it is still showing that it's a really powerful radioactive content there, and it would cause severe deformities in humans and animals. But radiocesium has a half-life of roughly 29 years, which means in 2041 the radioactive levels would have dropped by half. With the earthquake, tsunami and the explosion of the power plant, 19,729 casualties were reported and 2,559 people are still missing. Then 300,000 people were forced to evacuate Fukushima, which turned all of these thriving cities into nothing but ghost towns. So due to the high radioactivity that sits in Fukushima, it is considered one of the most dangerous places to live. So if you're anything like Indiana Jones, this is definitely not the place that you want to be going for a nice, relaxed summer holiday. So Snake Island, I can't properly pronounce its official name, so I'll just whack it on the screen now because I don't even want to try. So it's located just off the coast of Sao Paulo in Brazil. So it's considered one of the most dangerous places to live on the world due to the alarming number of snakes which live on this island. So it's not just like ordinary snakes, not like your average, I don't know whatever your average snake is. So it's only home to one of the most deadliest snakes in the world. It's called the golden lancehead viper. The island is said to have between 3,000 and 4,000 of these vipers slithering around this book. With the venom being so powerful, it essentially sort of melts away your flesh and will kill any fully grown man or woman within an hour. So once a local fisherman landed on the shores of Snake Island in search of bananas. but he never returned home. So a search team was sent out for him, and like very quickly, within a few days, his boat was discovered washed up on the shore. But when these searchers walked onto the boat, they very quickly saw this local fisherman's dead corpse lying on the floor with a huge puddle of his own blood around him, and his body was covered head to toe in these snake bites. Then between 1909 and like mid 1920s, people were actually living on this island because there is a lighthouse, and like people had to man the lighthouse. So these people were sort of forced to live on the island. Like, I'd imagine they didn't really want to live on the island, because I know I wouldn't. But no casualties were actually reported like during this time. But however, until like the last people who manned this lighthouse. So the lighthouse owner and his whole family were asleep in bed one night. Then, without anyone knowing, a cadre of snakes bombarded straight through the windows of this lighthouse and bit every single one of the family members. But because there was no way to really get to like help quick enough, every single one of their whole entire family died. So the reason that the island is filled with so many snakes is because roughly 11,000 years ago, as sea levels rose, like when it separated mainland Brazil and Snake Island with like the water in between, like there was no way for the snakes like left on like the island part to swim back over to the mainland, as these snakes like they can't swim. But then with the lack of human intervention, the snakes have sort of made this land theirs, and they will obviously kill to protect their land. So if you learned anything from this video, just don't go to Snake Island. So that's going to be it for today's video then. I'll do another video on more of these most dangerous places to live, another little mini series sort of thing. But yeah, so if you enjoy, please make sure to like and subscribe. That'll be pretty good. And yeah, if there's any more dangerous places that you know of and like you would like me to explain, brilliant, I'll do it. Okay, but thanks again, goodbye.